Hi everyone, and I hope you are all doing great. I am Navneet Mann, and I have secured All India rank 33 in the Civil Services Examination of year 2019. And in this video, I'll be discussing some quick and brief tips on how I prepared my optional, which is Political Science and International Relations. So my background is that of computer sciences, and all along my life I have been a science student, and therefore political science as an optional was a very new field, probably in the uncharted waters. So I was a bit more apprehensive as to how to prepare for this optional. But firstly I'll discuss as to why I chose this optional. Now, since as I told, computer sciences was my graduation subject and it's not there in the list of optionals, the next logical thing to do was to select a science based optional. But given that I was turning a bit more risk aversive, and given that the entire orientation of this examination is towards humanities, so opted for an optional like Pol Science, which would be much more integrated with this entire syllabus of UPSC. After having decided that humanities probably could be chosen as an optional, a field for an optional, I specifically went for choosing political science because when I studied the NCRTs of polity or Lakshmikant for instance, and I used to read the newspaper for IR, I developed interest in this subject specifically. So I would suggest to candidates that if you are choosing an optional, be it Pol Science or for the matter any other optional, you should go for the parameter of your interest. Yes, there are other key factors like availability of material, probably coaching, or whether that given specific optional has been performing over the years, or even that given that whether that optional has an overlap with the GS exam. I would suggest that the key determinant or the key aspect for choosing optional should be your interest, because in the optional subject you have to memorize and read and revise and re-revise that optional multiple times, and so your optional should not be such that you would get bored of it in a matter of months. Probably your optional should be such subject which should be your go-to subject, in which you should be ready to devote endless number of hours, which you don't have to do it, but it should be a subject which which actually should increase your happiness index. So these were the reasons I chose PSIR as my optional. Now the question is that what are the basic sources for this optional? I kept my resources very limited, and I was thoroughly and very selective in choosing the books which I read. Probably I haven't even ever finished a single book on Pol Science. I don't know whether it paid off or not, because the marks haven't been revealed yet, but still after attempting the questions I can suggest that if you have your coaching notes, or probably you are getting it from the photocopy shop, or whether you can make notes from your books, reading 100 number of books or n number of books will not help in this option, because this optional is endless and you should go for limiting your resources. So I would suggest that for paper 1 part A, which deals with political theory, I only refer to my class notes. Then in part 2 of paper 1, that deals with Indian polity and constitution, I again went for my class notes and then included sections of Lakshmikant, and thirdly current affairs from monthly magazines as well. Now the paper 2 deals with international relations. The part 1 of that paper deals with theory of international relations. In this I studied my class notes, supplemented with them with the very selective reading of Andrew Haywood's Global Politics, and then there are I think certain terms at the end of part 1 of the second paper, for example contemporary global issues, it had democracy and human rights, climate change, etc. So in those topics you should prepare 1-page notes at least, because they are very broad-ended topics and you should not forget to include them in your preparation as well. Second portion of the paper 2, it deals only and only with the Indian foreign policy, and you should I think refer to your class notes. But beyond that, given that it is the most dynamic aspect of Pol Science, so you should study the newspaper thoroughly. I used to collect editorials and for this specific section, and it really helped me a lot, because if you incorporate a lot of thinkers and scholars in your IR answers, then it actually adds weight to your answers. Because a very key difference which I have observed a lot of times is that we tend to write IR answers from a GS perspective in this section. So there is a difference between GS answers of IR and the PSIR answers of IR. In the GS answers for IR, let's take for instance a question on the Indian policy on Indo-Pacific region. So in the GS answers you will mention that what all initiatives that India has taken developing its islands, or the Quad initiative, but etc., etc. And however, in your Pol Science, in your optional IR question, you are not going to just give facts of what all things India is doing, what all things US and China are doing in the Indo-Pacific. You will also give your opinion, you will also give the opinion and views of scholars and writers like C. Raja Mohan, or former ambassadors like Shyam Saran, Rakesh Sood, etc. You will quote them, because you have to make your answers very specific and specialist. That is the key difference between the IR answers of GS and Pol Science. Now, after you have identified your sources, I would suggest that when you start preparing for Pol Science, we tend to have that inclination that we overly focus on paper 1, because it is definitely the most lengthy one, especially the political theory and the philosophers aspect of it. However, it comes at the cost of neglecting our paper 2, especially the Indian foreign policy part, and we all face a very sudden rush when the mains are approaching, because we do not have content on it, we do not have enough practice on writing the IR based answers of Indian foreign policy. So you should maintain a balance in these two papers, because it's not that paper 1 is more scoring than the other one. Both of them are equally scoring, and you should balance out your preparation with respect to these two papers. Now, the next aspect of preparing for Pol Science, I think, is note making. After you have your coaching notes or probably your books, then you can prepare your own notes, and I would suggest that because it helps in last minute revision. And I had the habit of preparing micro notes, or as it is called, the summary based notes. For every thinker, for every topic, I will write down a 1-page summary of that given topic, which will serve as a reference for me to revise at the end, in the days when the mains is approaching. For instance, it will have all the keywords which is there in the topics, like Rawls' theory of justice. You will mention all the important keywords in your summary note. That is a 1-page. After you have prepared your notes for all the topics on a singular page, the next important step is answer writing. Now, answer writing is definitely required in every optional, in fact, because you have your ready-made notes available, but how to arrange those notes and write your answer in a logical manner, I think that requires enough practice. And for that, I will suggest that your best source is previous year questions, because unlike the GS papers, it is in the optional papers that over the years, especially in the static portions, the questions actually repeat themselves over the matter of years. So go for preparing and practicing previous year questions very thoroughly. Then in answer writing, I had a very fixed format of IBC of introduction, body and conclusion, and when I used to prepare my summary notes of any topic, then I will also try to ensure that I will have ready-made introductions and conclusions ready, because it will help me to save time finally on the D-Day. And for instance, in the topic of power, I'll always introduce like power is a central concept of political science, or I'll give the definition of power. So have your introductions and conclusions ready for every topic that you are answering. Then after, along with answer writing, I would also suggest that there is a very crucial debate with respect to this optional, that how many thinkers to include. Many suggest that you should go for just bombarding your answers with a lot of thinkers. I think probably that disrupts the flow of your answer, because the purpose of an answer is to convey your idea to it, and your idea should be central for the answer, not the number of thinkers that you mention. The purpose of adding thinkers, I think, is to further substantiate your argument. They are not, that is, a thinker should be for your argument should not be for your thinkers, right? So my habit was that for every question I would just go for incorporating one or two thinkers if the need arises, or if the thinkers and the views are just coming in the natural flow of my answer. I do not have the habit of very deliberately pushing in the views of thinkers in the answers. And lastly, I would suggest that after you have done your notes and thoroughly read them, practice enough answers, you should always revise and revise, because political science as a whole is not a very concise optional. The 4 parts of it, they can be interlinked, and the concepts of one can be used in the other, but they in itself are very bulky, all the 4 parts. So after preparing our summary notes, revise and re-revise them, because at the end day, when you are giving mains, you will have all the content, but when you are in the heat of writing the answers, if you are not thoroughly revised, then you will lag behind in your papers. So I would suggest all the candidates who have taken political science as an optional that prepare your notes using limited resources, then go for answer writing practice thoroughly, especially not missing out your previous year questions, and then thirdly, go for adequate revision. And that's all from my side. I wish you all of you all the very best for your preparation and the journey in the UPSC. Thank you everyone.